All right, you ready for the final act of the evening? Great stuff. This gentleman, like I said, can't say enough great things about this guy. 5 times been nominated for Comedian of the Year. He was the Sirius XM Top Comic winner. He's done Just for Laughs 8 times. Been on the Snowden Comedy Tour. This is his 4th year. So make him feel welcome. Mr. Pete Zedlacher's here.
Kelowna! How great is this? I'm the skier of the Snowden Comedy Tour. Are there skiers here as well? Is there a few skiers? Oh, is there quite a few? And Dan and Paul are the snowboarders of the Snowden Comedy Tour. Is there some snowboarders here as well? I love that there's still a rivalry. There's still, you know what I mean? Like, snowboarders do an impression of a skier, and it's all like, oh, I've got 2 planks. And then a skier does an impression of snowboarders, so like, bruh, fucking bruh. We can come together as skiers and snowboarders in our mutual hatred for telemark skiers. Can we all agree that that is the stupidest one of all? Come on. Look at me, I'm skiing and it's beautiful. Ooh. It's like I'm dancing down the mountain. Get out of the way. The Snowden Comedy Tour has changed my life in a very real way. Like, I've embraced the Western Canadian lifestyle, so much so that I've said goodbye to Ontario. I'm now a Western Canadian. That's right. The West is the best. West side. It's fun when you move to a new neighborhood. You got to find out where the good neighborhoods are and the bad neighborhoods are, right? You know that here in Kelowna, right? There's good neighborhoods and then there's really not good neighborhoods. You know what I mean? You can be walking around, oh, this is nice. I like the little business district. This is cool. And then you turn a corner. Oh, there's like a park. This is nice, right? And then you turn another corner, and you're in a very different neighborhood. Right? Where the street people go from, can you spare some change, to, can you spare some change? You're in a bad neighborhood when you hear that voice, right? No good comes out of it. What drug causes that voice, by the way? What? Is it meth? Is it crack? Is it a combination of crack and meth? Is it an eventual voice, or does it happen right away? Right? There's so many questions. Are you just at a party? Are you guys smoking meth? Oh my God. Well, I'd like to try some meth. Oh my God, it's really great, right? You do it all the time. Whatever it is, don't do that drug. I don't say the phrase, don't do drugs. That's an old, outdated phrase. I say the phrase, don't do drugs that change your voice. Everybody's drinking here tonight, right? Maybe you have too much to drink, you might get that sloppy drunk voice. We've all heard that. It's almost charming, right? I fucking love you guys. I love you guys. You don't know me. Give me a hug. Come here. That's fine. Maybe you smoke marijuana, you got that pothead voice. You've heard that, right? Oh, buddy, I am so high right now. Let's go snowboarding, bro. I went to the door and then the guy didn't give me the money and then he... Don't do that drug. That's the point I'm trying to make here tonight. Who yelled out in the front row in the middle of that joke, by the way? Right in the middle of the joke, somebody went, he's talking about me, I'm pretty sure. Moved out west, bought all brand new furniture. I found this little boutique furniture store called IKEA. I don't know if you know. Buying IKEA furniture in your 40s is a very different experience than buying IKEA in your 20s, right? Just this disheveled face shuffling through the aisles, surrounded by happy 20-somethings starting a life together. Do you like these bowls? I guess so. I like them. Do you like them? I like them. I love you. Oh my God, I love you too. I love you. Save your receipts, kids. This is your future. Divorced. That's right, divorced. I am divorced. It feels good. It feels good. Shake it off. Blech, gross. 4 years old. Divorced. Crushing it at the club. Don't even know what that is. Don't even know. I just do it, they laugh. You learn things from going through a divorce. Like I learned that there's no such thing as time travel. Right? Half of all marriages end in divorce. If time travel were real, there'd be a lot of wedding ceremonies being interrupted by older versions of the groom. The priest would be up there. Does anybody object between the union, between this man and this woman? Speak now or forever. Yeah, I got a couple of things we're going to talk about right now. She's nuts, man. Don't do it. She's crazy. I'm you. You're me. I know. Also 9/11. Beam back into the future. I moved from a city called Toronto. Now, Toronto, boo, sure, you can boo that. Toronto has an animal problem. Did you know that Toronto is overrun with raccoons? Now, I don't know if you've ever seen a raccoon in nature. They're beautiful creatures, right? Their sparkly eyes and clean fur. Like if a raccoon could talk, it'd be like, hello, good afternoon, nice to see you. I am a raccoon. Something happens to a raccoon when it moves into the city. Starts living off of garbage, it gets all greasy and obese, and they smoke and they got tattoos. If a city raccoon could talk, it'd be like, you give me the fucking money, the guy, the guy in the pocket, the money. So I moved to a city called Calgary. Calgary's got an animal problem. Calgary's overrun with rabbits. Rabbits. And Calgarians hate the rabbits. Did you know that? They hate them. And it makes me laugh. I'm like, how do you hate a rabbit? Hate them. Rabbits, their fur, kind thoughts. It's a rabbit. You get mad at a rabbit. This is my reaction every time I see a rabbit in Calgary. Do a rabbit! Do a rabbit! You get mad at that. I'll take a rabbit over a raccoon any day. A rabbit has never gone. If you've heard that from a raccoon, that just haunts your nightmares, right? A couple times a week you'd hear that in Toronto. Garbage night, just walking by. Oh, fuck, what is that? And then I learned something about the rabbits that made me love them more. Have you ever learned an animal fact that just endears you more to that animal? Here's my favorite, might be my favorite animal fact I've ever learned. So it's about rabbits. Rabbits should be the top of their food chain, right? They should outrun all their predators. They're naturally faster. They should never get caught. But they do get caught. Rabbits get caught because they forget why they're running. Right? Do you love them a little bit more now? They're beautiful idiots, is what they are. They're pretty and they're stupid. They're the Kardashians of the animal kingdom. Right? Isn't that amazing? Don't you love that? Like a rabbit would see a wolf and be like, oh my God, I better get out of here. That's scary. Ah! What the hell am I doing, right? Oh! And that's the last thing a rabbit thinks is, all right, the guy. I have tremendous empathy for animals. I grew up with animals my whole life. Dogs. I'm a dog guy, right? I have 2 dogs back in Calgary. I got pugs. Pugs are my dogs. Pugs. I don't know if you're familiar with the pug. The pug dog. They're ridiculous. They got no snout. They're just all eyeballs and grins. The one guy, his tail doesn't wag. So when he gets excited, his whole body wags. Come on. So every time I come home, I'm like, hey, buddy, you want to go for a walk? High maintenance dogs, though, right? So he had this rash on his chest. I brought him to the veterinarian. Now, is there any veterinarians in the crowd? How do they come up with pricing? Is there really? How do you come up with pricing? How does that work? How does vet prices come about? You ever do that? Just, you go in there, he's got a thing on his ear. Oh, it's okay, here's a topical cream, complimentary, no problem. Next time you go in, oh, he's got a thing on his elbow. Yeah, that's $32,000. So you vouch for me. You tell me if he did a good job. He looks over with this rash on his chest, and my vet says, oh, it looks like he's developed a food allergy. Like a food allergy? He's like a little hipster pug. Is that what's going on now, huh? He's got to go all gluten-free sustainable. Is that what we're going to do? Put him on the keto diet. Get a little pork pie hat. He said, put him on a novel protein diet. And left it at that. And I was like, you have to explain that, hey? Said a regular diet would be like a chicken or a beef or a fish. I'm like, okay. Novel protein be like a kangaroo or an alligator. Sure. Because that's the food chain, right? That's how it goes down in nature. Pugs are taking out kangaroos. Did you know that? Yeah. I don't know if there's any Aussies in the crowd, but you go to the outback, wild packs of pugs. They hunt hundreds of them. Hundreds of them in a pack, and they pounce on the weakest kangaroo of the troop, and they bring them down, and they take bites, and they come out with bloody faces, and they're all happy about it. They're like, right? And sometimes the kangaroos fight back, so they stand on their tail, and they kick the pugs in the face, and over time, that's how the pug got the squished-in face. That's my favorite animal fact right there. Thank you. So I'm at IKEA. I went way off track here. I was in IKEA, next thing you know. I bought a bed frame at IKEA, right? So I bought all the boxes, and I'm bringing it up to the cashier, and there's a poster up that says, need help putting your IKEA furniture together? Call the IKEA guy. Did you know there's an IKEA guy? You can call a guy for $75. He'll come to your home and assemble your IKEA furniture for you. And I took that as an assault on my manhood. I'm like, I don't need you, IKEA guy. I'm a man. I'm a man with tools. I can put my own furniture together. Thanks anyway, IKEA guy. Got it home. 6.5 hours it took me to put this bed frame together. Could have called a guy for $75. He could have came over, but I'm a man. I'm such a man, I gave myself a minimum wage job. That's how much of a man I am. Could have called a guy. Been a better story, too. I don't even know. What would it be like? Just the doorbell rings, you open it up. Hello, I am Lars. Well, come on in, Lars. Nice to meet you. Doesn't have fingers. He's got Allen keys. What do you have for me today? It's in the bedroom. Oh, you went with the Flurgenstarg. 10 minutes later, it's all put together. Lars, you're amazing. Check your freezer. It's full of meatballs. And then he beams into the future, too. Lars is from the future. Not everything's going to be a perfect fit for me in Alberta. They love country music there. That's their big... One guy likes country. I like how you thought that was everybody's going to applaud. Everybody loves country. Oh, I'm the only one. It's fine. It's just not my genre of music. I like a little more in my music. You know what I mean? A little... I like throwing up the devil horns every once in a while. You know? You can't throw up the devil horns to country music. You can't be like, yeah, you rock, Kenny Chestnut. Yeah! I think we can all admit country music is the whitest of the white people music. I think we can, right? It's very white. Uncomfortably white sometimes. I got friends that like country music. I'm like, what is it about country you like? And they're like, sing about things that I can relate to. I'm like, what do you mean? Sing about country living and chasing girls and driving a truck, drinking beer, advancing the white race and farming. Oh, you slipped up. I knew it. Oh. You know what I mean? Country music is spooky that way. Like if you get into country music, you go line dancing. You ever seen that nightmare? 300 white people in a room all dancing in synchronicity to each other. Oh, I knew it. Oh. Right? Like if you're of any ethnicity and you walked into that room, you'd be like, oh, no. Interesting reaction. I hope I didn't offend any white supremacists in the crowd with that joke. That was... That's a real thing. Real thing in 2018, white supremacy. White people believing they're the master race. I'm here to break it to you guys. We're not the master race. We're top 5. We're top 5. Let's be honest. We're pretty good. We're pretty great. We're making the playoffs. Master race. They're having white supremacy marches in the United States, right? And they found out this one guy was a murderer who was marching with this white supremacist group, right? So the media approached the white supremacist group and they said, hey, what do you think of one of your guys is a murderer, right? And the white supremacy group said, oh, he wasn't really a member of our group. And they were like, no, he really was. We got a photo of him marching with your shield. So they marched with shields because they're nerds, right? Such nerds. And this is what the white supremacy group said. Oh, no, so sometimes we do these parades and we just hand out shields to people that are watching the parade, and then they grab the shields and then they just join us on the parade. It's the worst excuse I've ever heard. It's like an episode of Cops when they search a guy and they find crack, and he's like, oh, these aren't my pants. Same level of excuse. They hand out shields and then regular people just join them on the parade. We've all been there. Hey, guys. Accidentally sucked into a white supremacy march. Oh, I hate it. Oh my God, look, there's a parade coming, guys. That's fun, cool. Maybe they're throwing out some candy or some bubble gum or something. Shields? Well, this is amazing. What the hell? Let's just join them on the parade. This is fun, cool. What are we, LARPing? Is this a LARPing group, guys? This is fun. Or is this cosplay? Is this Game of Thrones? Oh, fun. Or is this Monty Python? We are the knights who say knee. Is that what we're doing? Oh my God, this is already so much fun. The Jews will not replace us. Oh, this is different. This is a different thing. Stupid. They're idiots. They're nerds. And I say this as a white guy. Like, I'm a very white guy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm white. My father moved from Austria, right? And people confuse Austrians with Germans all the time. And I'm going to explain to you the difference between an Austrian dialect and a German dialect. And you hear the impression and be like, oh, there's a huge difference. Okay, so an Austrian dialect just sounds friendlier. It sounds like they have a smile on their face, right? So like, oh, wie geht's? How are you? Please come in. Yes? Oh, yes, please. Sehr gut. Yeah, have some schnitzel. Yeah, so good, right? Friendlier, right? Whereas the German accent's harsher. It's more like, get on the train, you filthy Jew. Right? Did you hear it? Did you hear? You got it right away. You guys are smart. You got it right away. See? Not everyone gets it right away. You got it. I love that reaction. People are like, all good. It's all fine. We took the Snowed In comedy tour to Australia this past year. We were there in the fall. It was a dream come true. I'd never been to Australia before. I don't know if there's Aussies here tonight, but a few of you, hey, oh, I love your country. It was so much fun. I've met lots of Aussies over the years. I'm sure you have as well, because we share that Commonwealth visa, right? So Aussie guys come over from Australia, and they work here for a year. They steal our girlfriends. Because that's a charming accent, isn't it? Canadian girls love that Australian accent. You could be chatting to a girl all night, right? And then an Aussie guy shows up. G'day. Oh, fucking go. Just go. I discovered the opposite is not true. It is not. The Canadian accent does not have that same power in Australia. Australian girls don't like to hear, hey, I heard you Aussie girls like to party. Hey, yeah? Let's grab a twofer and friggin' give her tonight, you know what I'm saying? Woo! Not the same. Guy just got the joke. They had tons of questions about our country. They found out, oh, you guys are getting legalized marijuana. I said, yeah. They said, is it legal now? And I was like, yeah, I don't know. You know why? Because nobody knows. We're in this weird gray area right now where no one knows what the rules are. You know what I mean? Like, you go up to a cop tonight in Kelowna and be like, excuse me, officer, is marijuana legal? And they'd be like, I don't know. I'm pretty high right now, I'll tell you right now. So just before I went down to Australia, 2 weeks before I went to Australia, I performed in Victoria, British Columbia. Now, if you've never been to Victoria before, it's like Las Vegas for the spoon collecting crowd. Some spoons and get to bed early. That's the slogan. That's the slogan of the town. Lovely town. Lovely. And after the show, signing some autographs and stuff, and a fan came up to me and said, hey, Pete, I got a little something for you. It's right here. Right? And he slides across the table this little black envelope, little puffy black envelope with a marijuana leaf on it and a gummy bear. Right? And I grab it and I go, what's this? He said, that's an edible. That's a marijuana gummy bear, buddy. But watch out. It's powerful. It's powerful, man. It's powerful. Oh, thanks very much. And I put it in my pocket. That's very kind, right? And then after the show, I was talking to the other comedians I was working with. I said, hey, I got a marijuana gummy bear. And they're like, oh, cool. And I'm like, can I fly with that? Is that a thing? And they're like, just throw it in your luggage. If you get in trouble, just show your card. Like, I don't have a card. Nobody knows. Like, no. I said, is it legal? They're like, nobody knows what's going on. Like, nobody has an answer. So my one buddy said, just throw it in your luggage. Nothing's going to happen. I'm like, you're right. Nothing's going to happen, right? Throw it in my luggage. The next morning I fly from Victoria to Calgary. And through that whole flight, I realized, I could never be a drug smuggler. Just sitting there for 2.5 hours. Just, oh God, they know. I land in Calgary, and you know what happens, right? Nothing happens. Nothing happens. Of course nothing happens. No one cares. So I get home, and I'm laughing to myself. I'm like, why did I get all stressed out? That's so stupid, right? 10 days later, I take that same luggage, and I pack everything up, and I fly to Australia. Yes, that awe is everything. Yes. Where were you when I was packing for Australia? Don't forget the gummy bear! Take it out! 22 hours of flight later, I land in Australia, I clear customs, I get to the hotel, I unzip my bag, and I see that gummy bear staring at me, and I screamed, "Ah! Ah! I'm a drug person! I'm a drug smuggler! I'm a felon! I'm an international felon! I'm Scarface! I am Scarface up here! Say hello to my little friend! I say hello! You cockroach! Say hello! Panic, just white hot panic. Oh my God, I've smuggled drugs into Australia. Immediately followed by the thought, I've smuggled drugs into Australia. So I'm thinking, I am jet lagged, I am exhausted, right? So I'm thinking, eat the gummy bear, go to sleep, right? I'll wake up 8 hours later, I'll be refreshed. I'm a genius. I'm a drug smuggling genius. That's what I am. So I got him out of his little pouch and he's looking at me like, oh yeah, it's happening. And I remember the guy saying, it's powerful. It's a powerful gummy bear, buddy. It's powerful. Okay, so don't eat the whole thing. Just eat half. I'll just eat half. I'll just eat his face. And even then, I chickened out. This is as much of the gummy bear I ate. This is it. That's it. Just a tongue kiss. I gave him a tongue kiss. Put him back in his pouch. I'm like, you go to sleep now. And then I watched TV for 3 hours. TV wasn't on. I just watched a television for 3 hours. Oh my God, I got Allen keys for fingers. Because marijuana's not marijuana anymore, right? I used to smoke pot in the 90s when it was fun. You guys remember fun marijuana? Oh, it was the best. You could do things. It was a good time. It was like puff, puff, giggle, giggle, and you go see The Crow. Man, it was good times. Now marijuana's been THC and boosted, so they boosted the amount of THC, and now it's like puff, puff. I don't remember how to human. 6 hours later, I convinced myself I'm having a heart attack. What the hell is that? What? That wasn't a gummy bear. That wasn't a marijuana gummy bear. That was a meth bear. That was meth bear. And then he started talking to me. He said, hey, I'm going to eat your face. I'm going to eat your face. So I'm a little bit concerned about the legalization of marijuana. If that's the pot that's hitting the streets, we're doomed. We're doomed as a society. Unless we come out with a new strain. We gotta come out with a cool strain of marijuana. Like from the 90s, like 90s era pot. Let's call it 1996. That'll be the new strain, right? Because I used to smoke pot and watch cartoons. That was my favorite thing. I used to smoke pot and watch Pengu. That was my favorite. You guys know Pengu? You do? Okay, this is how we're wrapping up the show. This is it. All right, how do you describe Pengu to somebody who's never seen Pengu? Okay, so Pengu is a claymation penguin show, right? And he lives in the Antarctica, and he's got a mom and dad and a little brother and a seal friend, right? And an episode of Pengu is like he finds a sled, and then he gets on the sled and he slides down, right? He has a fun time. And then his seal friend wants to do it too, so they both get on it, and then they slide down, and then it breaks, and then he cries, and then he pisses himself. That's an episode. Right? That's an episode of Pengu. It's like a minute and a half long, and they're designed for like 1-year-olds up to the age of stone people age, right? And the most important thing you have to know is that Pengu speaks gibberish, right? He speaks no discernible language at all, but you can kind of figure out what he's talking about through tone and inflection, right? So for years I'd watch that show and go, is this a Canadian show? What is this? Is it from Finland or is it Swedish? Maybe it's French Canadian? I don't know. So I used to smoke pot with a little honey bear bong that I made, right? That's how we're gonna wrap up the show tonight. I'm gonna take you back to 1996 right now, Kelowna. 1996, I'm gonna introduce you to a young comedian by the name of Pete Zedlacher, sitting on his couch with his honey bear bong, watching Pangu. Enjoy, here we go. I know what he's saying. Thank you so much, Kelowna. Thank you. Always a pleasure. We'll do it again. Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Snowed In Comedy Tour is coming to your city, featuring 4 international headliners in one show.
That's the best moment in the world. Are you kidding me? Empty seat. That's like first class for white trash.
And if I was having sex once a month when I was single, I might have stayed single.
Checking into a hotel in Canada, it doesn't matter what day of the week it is, there is a kids' hockey tournament there.
We saw a smart car with a canoe tied to the roof.
For tickets and more information, check out snowedincomedytour.com.